I was only supposed to stay one night. The Starlight Motel sat off a cracked highway outside New Haven, cheap, quiet, tucked between pine trees and long-forgotten rest stops. My room smelled like bleach and wood rot, but it had a bed, a lamp, and just enough warmth to survive the late October chill. It was all I needed. That first night around 10:30, I left my room to grab some ice for my soda. The machine was down the breezeway near the vending area, a silver box humming low and steady, like it was breathing. And a man was standing there. Middle-aged, gray hoodie, jeans, no luggage. His back was to me, and he didn't move as I approached. I slowed, but he didn't seem to notice. "Excuse me," I said, polite but firm. No reaction. I waited awkwardly. He stood inches from the machine, staring into it like it was whispering something only he could hear. I cleared my throat again. Louder this time. Still nothing. Annoyed, I turned back and decided I didn't need ice that badly. Maybe he was drunk. Or maybe he was just rude. Either way, it wasn't worth it. The next night, I saw him again. Same place, same time, same gray hoodie and worn jeans, same rigid posture, like a statue waiting to thaw. I hovered in the hallway, the night air prickling my skin. Something felt off. His stance was exactly the same as before. I snapped a quick photo on my phone. The flash bounced off the metal and I flinched. But the man didn't move. Not even a twitch. The photo? Blurry. A pale smear of silver and gray, like I'd taken it mid-motion, except neither of us had moved. I went back to my room with the hair on my neck standing straight. By the third night, I couldn't sleep. At 10:27, I stood by the window peering through the blinds. I didn't want ice. I didn't even want answers. I just wanted to see. At 10:30, he appeared. Same position, same clothes, as if he'd been summoned. I crept to the front desk. The clerk, a young guy with bad posture and kind eyes, was scrolling his phone. "Hey," I said. "This might sound weird, but do you know the guy who's always by the ice machine?" He glanced up. "What guy?" "The one who's out there right now. Gray hoodie, kinda tall. Stares at the machine like he's listening to it." The clerk frowned. "No one's out there." I stepped aside. "Come look." He followed me to the glass door. We both looked. The breezeway was empty. No man, no sound. Just the hum of the vending machine and the rustle of trees. The clerk gave me an awkward smile. You okay?" Maybe I'm just tired," I said, but my voice was thin. "Long trip?" "Something like that." He returned to his phone, and I returned to my room. But I didn't sleep. The next day, I checked with the office again. I asked if anyone matching that man's description had checked in. The clerk, different this time, An older woman with wiry gray hair and red glasses tilted her head. "No guest here under that description," she said. "You sure you weren't dreaming?" "No," I said. "I saw him 3 nights in a row." She smiled in that way people do when they think you're just a little, unwell. "You want to check out?" she asked gently. I hesitated and shook my head. That night, I waited by the ice machine. 10:25, 10:27, 10:29. At 10:30 exactly, he appeared around the corner like clockwork. His movements were too smooth. He stopped in front of the machine and placed his hand gently on the button. But he didn't press it. I stepped closer. "Hey," I said. "Who are you?" No response. What are you doing here?" Still, nothing. I moved beside him, inches away. The air near him was colder. Still, somehow, wet. Like standing next to freezer fog. Then, he turned. Not fast or dramatically. His face was blank and pale, his eyes sunken and glassy, his lips slightly parted like he was trying to speak but had forgotten how. I stepped back, and he took one slow step forward, then stopped and vanished. Not into thin air or a puff of smoke, just one frame he was there and in the next he wasn't. I checked out the next morning. No one at the front desk looked surprised. They didn't even ask why. But as I drove away, I couldn't help it. I pulled into a gas station a mile down the road and opened my phone. I Googled Starlight Motel, New Haven missing person, ice machine. The third article made my stomach drop. Local man found dead behind ice machine at Starlight Motel. Date, October 30th, 3 years ago. Thomas Grady, age 42. Cause of death unknown. No signs of trauma, no signs of struggle. Body partially frozen despite no equipment malfunction. The article ended with a chilling detail. Security footage showed Thomas approaching the ice machine at 10:30 p.m. He never left the frame, but when staff arrived the next morning, he was found behind the machine, face turned toward it, like he was waiting for something to come out. That night, in my next motel, I passed an ice machine in the hall. I didn't even look at it, but I swear I felt someone standing just behind me, waiting.